It's Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, and today we're diving into the whirlwind developments surrounding President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy bill, often dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill. Let's break down what's happened, what's inside the bill, and what comes next. It's been a dramatic 24 hours on Capitol Hill. Early this morning, the U.S. Senate narrowly passed President Trump's mega bill after an all-night voting marathon. The final tally, 51-50, with Vice President J.D. Vance casting the deciding vote. The bill now heads to the House of Representatives, where a vote could come as soon as tomorrow. President Trump, who had set a July 4th deadline for passage, has recently softened his stance, saying, "I'd love to do July 4th, but I think it's very hard to do July 4th. It can go longer, but we'd like to get it done by that time if possible." Despite the deadline pressure, the fate of the bill remains uncertain as House Republicans are divided on key provisions. This nearly 1,000-page bill is a sweeping collection of Republican priorities. Here are the highlights. The bill would make permanent the tax cuts from Trump's first term and introduce about $4.5 trillion in additional tax breaks. These include no taxes on tips and overtime pay, a $6,000 deduction for older adults earning under $75,000, and an increase in the child tax credit from $2,000 to $2,200. However, millions of low-income families would not get the full credit. To offset the cost, the bill slashes spending on Medicaid, food assistance, SNAP, and clean energy initiatives. Estimates suggest up to 11 million people could lose Medicaid coverage. The bill allocates $350 billion for border and national security, including $46 billion for the U.S.-Mexico border wall, $45 billion for expanded migrant detention, and funding to hire 10,000 new ICE officers. Trump is aiming for the largest mass deportation operation in U.S. history. There's funding for the Pentagon, the Artemis Moon mission, and the National Garden of American Heroes. The bill also raises the federal debt ceiling by $5 trillion. The Senate vote was razor thin, with 3 Republicans, Rand Paul, Susan Collins, and Thom Tillis, joining Democrats in opposition. Their concerns centered on Medicaid cuts and the bill's impact on rural hospitals and vulnerable populations. Even some who voted for the bill, like Senator Lisa Murkowski, expressed deep reservations about the rushed process and the bill's content. Fiscal conservatives are alarmed by the projected $3.3 trillion increase in national debt, while moderates worry about the repercussions for healthcare and social services in their states. Polls show the bill is unpopular with the public, with a recent Quinnipiac survey finding only 29% support. On the other side, President Trump and his allies are urging House Republicans to unite and send the bill to his desk before July 4th. Trump has emphasized that the bill will strengthen programs like Medicaid and Social Security by cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, though critics dispute these claims. So what is next? The bill now faces a critical vote in the House, where Speaker Mike Johnson holds only a slim majority and some Republicans are signaling major objections. The White House is ramping up pressure, with Trump making personal calls to lawmakers and his budget chief urging the House to pass the Senate version without changes. If the House approves the bill, it will go to President Trump for his signature. If not, negotiations will continue, possibly pushing the process beyond the July 4th deadline. That's where things stand tonight. We'll continue to monitor the debate and bring you updates as the House prepares for its pivotal vote.